Welcome to LHS Live, where we have all the fun. I'm Joe Roberts, and I'm here with special guest Bruce George, just like we do every week when my microphone works. I'm going to turn the time over to Daxton, my co-host, and we got a little different setup today. I've got some stuff going on, so we don't have the couch, but I feel like I'm slim enough that I can get out of the way for him. All right, Daxton, you're up, bub.
Good morning, Panthers. Just a few announcements. So on Friday we have our homecoming king and queen candidacy candidate announcement, and then on the same Friday it's going to be cross country at Anahuac. So go support your runners and your throwers. I don't know what they do. And then it's a bye week, so we don't have a football game, and that is essentially it.
Well, I don't think I like the non-couch setup. That was way too much moving for me. I am way too fat for all that business. And consequently, I feel like Daxton doesn't love me enough to know what happens at cross country. He said, and stuff. That's fine. I mean, I guess I'll get over it. I won't lose too much sleep. But anyway, that's not even the real reason that we're here. The real reason is you, Bruce George. You are, some say in whispered circles and lands far away, that you are man, myth, and legend. Is that correct?
It depends on who you talk to.
Okay.
Depends on who you talk to.
Well, I could talk to Joanne Nepper, or maybe would she say that?
Depends on the day.
Okay.
No,
All right. You certainly wear so many hats, and we've only got 30 minutes to talk about all the hats that you wear. So I guess let's just dive right on into it. The most recent hat that you've put on is that of LISD school board member.
that is correct. That is correct.
Man, that has been a journey.
It has. It has. This is my second time around going out for school board, and I was very fortunate to be voted in this round, and look forward to supporting the students as well as the teachers and administrators here at LISD.
Man, with this school board business, did you kind of know what you were getting into, or once you got at the conference table with everyone else, was it, oh, I don't know about all this?
Well, I've come from a family of educators. Some were also on school board as well. So I had an idea, but until you actually sit down at the table and start hearing the issues and things that need to be taken care of in regards to district business, it's definitely eye-opening.
Yeah, we had Karen Slack, the LHS principal, and then we had Dusty McGee, the superintendent, and it's always interesting to kind of hear the inside scoop from people who weren't on the inside. Now they're on the inside.
Yep.
I don't need the inside scoop,
Okay.
but for sure, what is probably the most, I guess, encouraging, or the biggest boon to your life that has happened since you've been on the school board?
Well, I think for me, it's more being able to see how a group of individuals can get together, whatever the issue is, and talk through those issues and be able to come to a resolution, something that is going to benefit the school district, the kids, the administrators, and the teachers as well. I can't really say there's one thing, because we've had a couple of meetings and several topics during those meetings, and so it's just the camaraderie, being able to have the same goal and focus.
Man, you have long been a proponent of athletics,
Yes.
the arts.
Yes.
Pretty much, if kids are involved, you want them to be successful.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
I feel like that was sort of a running point that you maybe won the election on. Yeah?
It certainly, I think, it played a part in it. Being a part of the Liberty Athletic Booster Club, as you mentioned, being there, supporting, our sports programs, whether it be LMS or LHS, being there for the coaches and the student athletes is very important.
All right, well, let me ask the follow-up to that previous question. I already asked you what's one benefit to your life. Now, just being real, this is real talk right here. Let's cue the music. What's one thing that, as a school board member, man, I just wish I didn't have to deal with that?
Honestly, I have not come across that.
Okay, okay, all
I
right.
have not come across that.
We played the cool music. We
Yeah.
had we were trying to have our after school special moment, and you're giving me nonsense. Okay, all right.
No,
I'll take you at your
it's
word.
being very, very honest. I hadn't come across anything that's been like, oh, I wish I wasn't a part of that or didn't have to handle that issue or talk about that issue. As you know, Coach Roberts, I'm very open, accessible, and everything's been great.
You've had some. I'm guessing you guys have some marathon meetings since you only meet. Was it once a month?
Once a month,
Unless some special something
Special.
comes up.
correct.
How long are those meetings?
Typically we go in about 6. We may end about 8, 9 o'clock, depending on
Well, that's
you know,
not
the
as bad.
agenda,
Yeah.
whether it be open session or closed session.
So there's no real reason that when I contact you, you can't text me back or call me back. That's what I'm hearing. You can't keep using. I'm in a meeting. I'm in a meeting.
I will always respond to you, Coach Roberts. I will always respond to you.
So you are the Liberty Athletic Booster Club president,
That is correct.
and you kind of took the reins from Malcolm Goodo,
Correct.
who did a phenomenal job in that role.
Absolutely.
I feel like one of your big agendas as the Booster Club president was to make sure that kids that are playing sports have whatever the best that we can get.
That's very important. I mean, that was something that before I joined, Malcolm and I talked about. We wanted to make sure in regards to equipment, uniforms, weight room equipment, sports equipment, whatever the case may be, that our Liberty ISD kids had the best, and that when they want to go off to college, that it wouldn't be eye-opening in regards to, well, what is this piece of equipment? Well, we had this already at Liberty. We're already accustomed to working out with this equipment, working hard, being a part of a sports and weight room program.
You guys were very instrumental in the major uplift, the facelift rather, over at Memorial Stadium. Yes.
We were a part of that, that and the previous athletic director as well.
So lots of cool fencing things. There's a big sign on the elevator.
Yes.
I don't know what you call that. The elevator tower.
Towers.
A lot of great things. Scoreboard renovations, both here
That's
and
correct.
at the LHS track field.
Yes.
So how do you, as the Booster Club president, how do you go about getting those funds for people? I mean, I'm sure you're not pulling out your checkbook, right?
Well, we do at times, but it's also in regards to fundraising. So whether it be currently, we're working with TechStream, which is a great partner for us. They have platforms available where our student athletes reach out to loved ones, those in the community to support. We have banner sponsor programs as well for businesses if they would like to, show their participation in regards to, helping our athletics out. There's a series of, fundraisers that go out throughout the year.
Now, when you're going and you're doing your fundraiser business, we're not a large community, right?
That's
There's
true.
and there are a bunch of people that have the proverbial tin cup out.
Yeah.
What is it that? And by the way, we've had some phenomenal community support with pretty much everything that you guys are doing.
Absolutely.
So-
It's a very close knit community here in Liberty, but a very supporting one.
So how do you? I guess my question is, when you're approaching a business that's been giving, I mean, what kind of conversation is that like?
Typically we go in and if it's like for example, a banner renewal, we say, hey, it's football season. It's time to renew your banner. Is this of interest to you? Most of the time it's yes. We certainly, where do we sign? Where do we send our check? And we go ahead and either we get the banner out or we have a local manufacturer through ASL generate the banner for them.
So there's no showing up with guys with baseball bats
No,
and
we're-
knee
we're-
breaking or
not-
anything
not
like
the
that.
mob coming in, no threats or anything like that. So, it's a very cordial conversation, and most of the time, you'd be surprised that businesses reach out to us and ask, "Hey, how can we help?"
Well, that's kind of the next question that I was going to ask. When someone reaches out and they're looking for something, what sorts of opportunities, and I know you kind of touched on it just a second ago, what sorts of opportunities are there for someone to support the Booster Club or as a board member, the school in general?
Yeah, I mean, through our banner sponsor program, that's one. We also have our scores table. So if you have a business or organization, you can certainly work with Coach Roberts and
I would
his
say
team
I
in
know the guy
regards
that
to
does
ads.
that. Yeah.
Absolutely, they're sitting right next to me. And then, we also have times where businesses would just send in the check and say, hey, put it towards whatever is needed regarding athletics.
Man, that's got to be the best.
It's wonderful. I mean, you got to love the community. The businesses here are very supportive.
I think one of my favorite things that you guys have done as the LABC is whenever these kids, and we've had so much postseason success the
Yes.
last couple of years, you guys have been so willing to load them up and working with Main Street Nutrition and getting
Very good partner.
getting some cards for them to go and kind of fuel up before they're going
There
to
you go.
stuff.
Free game fuel up.
Yeah, I really love that. The kids absolutely adore going over there and getting that.
That's awesome.
So how did that come about?
It was working with Miss Jerry Whitmire, who's the owner of Main Street Nutrition, and kicking around some ideas, and say, hey, before the teams leave, to go to whatever event they may have, can we have them swing by? Will you have the staff available? And sure enough, Bruce, no problem. And so that's how it kind of started and kind of grew, in postseason play.
Were you guys instrumental in working with First Liberty Bank to kind of secure some of the stuff going around here, or were y'all not really involved with that too much?
Not so much in regards to First Liberty Bank. That's more in regards to Coach Slack and Coach Harrison.
Okay, I wasn't sure if that was Booster Club business or
No,
not.
but they are a sponsor, so they are a banner sponsor, and so they're a great sponsor for all of our athletics, as you can see from a lot of the signage.
Well, I'm gonna throw some special names out there because
Oh, okay,
you
here we
you
go.
you've got some really cool people that work with you.
Yes.
Jason and Fallon Kay spring immediately to mind. Leslie Lawrence,
Yep.
they're constantly doing all the cool things for you.
Great team, great team. We have a great team, supporting team. Fallon, Miss Fallon Kay is our treasurer and also our vice president. Jason Kay is over our, Big Cat, so he works with the Panther dads and Big Cat dads to make sure that the Big Cat is, transported to away games and is up, for home games as well.
Now we revealed that earlier with a little video and all that business, and
Yes.
those things are not they're not cheap.
They are not. They are not. But it was time to get a new one there. The previous Big Cat had seen its days, and so through the contributions of those in the community and sponsors, we were able to purchase a brand new one.
Times have changed, and I guarantee because you're older than me. I mean, you're way. I mean, all right. Maybe you're not way older than me.
There's gray hair, I know.
When I was playing ball, and I say that so loosely because I didn't play football very long, but in my day, we always ran through the paper banner, and
Yes.
I don't recall the last time I saw any team, not just Liberty, but any other team we played. I don't recall a time that I've seen anyone run through a
Come
paper
through the
banner.
paper banner.
Everyone's going through these big
That
inflatables.
is correct. Times have changed,
They,
Coach Roberts.
now you got some really cool things that go along with that. We got the smoke and everything, and
Hey, got to come out to the smoke.
hey, you guys are down there, and I'm always up in the press box
box.
and doing all that business, so I don't get to hear the ambience from down there. How wild does it get in there with the boys?
Oh, I tell you, they're hype. They're hyping each other up. They're ready to play. It's a moment that a lot of our young student athletes, our guys, will never forget. The camaraderie, getting ready for the game, going out the tunnel, looking at the stands, the fans cheering. It's like no other.
I know you weren't part of this, but maybe you guys direct this. It seems like a trend the last several years as people come out. We've got the Texas flag, we got the American flag, we got the
That's right.
smoke. The cheerleaders are doing flips and flops,
Got the
and
flags going on,
the
everything.
flag runners are
That's
doing this whole thing. Does Jason or you, do y'all coordinate that, or is that something that just occurs?
That's coordinated through Jason Kay. He does a great job with getting the kids and student athletes and the cheer teams ready. He takes care of the flags, makes sure that they're stored properly. When it comes to the smoke, we make sure that they're pulled correctly before handing over to our cheer teams.
And this just isn't at Memorial Stadium. This is on the
That's
road.
away
This is
games as
everywhere.
well. That is correct.
Now, I saw Jason maybe 2 games ago, and he has the train horn.
Yes.
So when did that start?
Well, we had one. I guess that was about like 3 years ago, and it kind of played out on us. And so I was searching on Facebook, and I saw this horn with hooked up to a DeWalt battery.
Yeah.
And I sent it to Jason and said, "What do you think?" Immediately, we need that. We need that.
That sounds like
And
something you would
so,
say.
we went ahead and made the purchase, and he had it at his house, and he just lit it off in the backyard, and he called me. He's like, "Bruce, this thing is loud," and it's definitely loud. So he brought it to the stadium, and then I think it's been on the same battery since we purchased it a year and a half ago.
I feel like everything runs on a DeWalt battery now,
Yes.
or those
A
style
lot
of
our
batteries.
things, absolutely.
Now, I know I've been talking a lot about football because we're in the middle of football season right now, and I don't want to, because you guys do so much with all the sports. Maybe one final football question, or maybe one of several more. Who knows?
Shoot.
The team always gets together like the night before for a team meal. Is that a booster club sort of gig?
So this is a lot of the parents. There are booster club members that sponsor the meals. Jason K and Fallon K have been instrumental in getting that set up along with Leslie Lawrence. We feel like that's very important for the young men to come together in fellowship before the Friday games. And so this is something that has carried on over the years, and that we hope that it continues to be the case going forward.
Well, you have your hands so full right now, and I know, and Fallon might kill me if I said this, but are we transitioning power, or are you the Emperor Palpatine and you're not ready to give it up yet?
There's been some discussions in regards to that.
Okay.
We're always looking for volunteers, especially when it comes to leadership positions.
Right.
So if you are interested in becoming a member of the Booster Club, whether it just be volunteering your time or being an actual active leader, please let us know.
And I asked that question only because I feel like I saw Leslie. She posted something not long ago, kind of in regards. This is a very large senior class, and many of the parents don't have any other kids coming up, and so there may be a lot of folks that are like, well, this is my senior year too. I'm out of here. I mean, we've had some great parents that keep on giving even when their kids aren't around, but I can imagine that's got to be in the back of our mind at some point.
That's true. I mean, I've had 2 young ladies come through Liberty High School that have graduated. They're in college now. I love athletics, just like Jason and Fallon K as well. But certainly there comes a time where the torch will need to be passed, and so those that are currently underclassmen or coming from middle school, please let us know if there's of interest.
You got to give the cheese touch to someone else, from what
There you
I understand. All right, so let's switch gears. We're in the middle of a bye week with football. Next week is maybe one of the biggest weeks for probably you guys.
Yes,
is the Booster Club. This is a homecoming week.
It is homecoming week.
So many activities that are going to be planned. You guys run the layer.
We run the lair there at Memorial Stadium, so definitely come by and
Get all the
get
gear.
all your Panther gear.
And on game day, is there going to be some kind of cookout, some kind of whatever? Because the Lions Club operates the concession stand, but
That's correct.
I don't know if you guys had some kind of pregame something or other.
No, so there is always a tailgate. Either is held by the class, different classes, so they'll be out there. We'll have Kona Ice, we'll have gluten, Italian icy. There'll be face painting. There'll be a lot of events taking place during that Friday before the game, and also don't forget bonfire on Wednesday.
I was just about to ask that. So let's talk bonfire real quick, because there was a time, probably during the COVID crisis, where we weren't having the bonfire, and then we've kind of picked it back up. That's kind of one of those seminal moments in someone's mind, especially as a young kid, where you're like, man, I don't remember anything else, but I remember the bonfire of whatever year it is. So what's going to go into because there's so many people coordinating this.
There's a lot of coordination, a lot of time. Ms. Fallon Kay and Les Lawrence have done an absolute outstanding job working with Jason, Blaine, and Brandon Shellhammer Hammer in regards to the bonfire itself and getting pallets. It's a lot of coordination. So we're going to have food trucks out there. We're going to have face painting. There'll be music. So the cheer teams. The prancers, the football team. So it'll be a lot of things happening that night.
If you just heard a sound in the background, that was my heart crashing when you said food truck. Let's focus in on that one.
It's almost lunchtime.
What kind of food trucks are showing up here?
Well, rumor has it it'll be Taco Jalisco. Like I mentioned, Kona Ice will be out there. And then also gluten Italian icing.
Okay. And just for your FYI, we will have our AV trailer out there. We'll be live streaming the whole thing. So if you can't get to the homecoming bonfire, we will be live.
Watch it online.
Now, there's some other cool things, and I don't know if, sure you know because you know everything.
I don't know about that.
I got our Tony Munson cross country meet next Friday in the morning.
Okay.
And then on the bonfire day, so right before we kind of scoot over to the bonfire, we're having the middle school portion of the Tony Munson at the city park. And then once I'm done with that, then I'll kind of scoot back over. So there are so many things happening on homecoming week.
Be sure to go out and support our cross-country teams as well.
I love the support for the cross-country teams. All right, we're about 5 minutes away from wrapping this up, Bruce. Let's switch gears a little bit, and let's talk about the love of your life. Okay, Joanne Nepper, she recently, I say recently, I guess it's not that recent, but she's kind of accepted a new little calling in the district. Yeah. She's the boss, the big boss at her school,
She's the head principal at Liberty Elementary School.
Okay, so how do y'all navigate that? You're on the school board. She's the principal. You're making dinner, and she says, "I need you to chop the lettuce." She says, "Oh, do I need to chop the lettuce, or am I your boss?"
I do chop the lettuce. She says, I chop the lettuce. No, it's a lot of coordination, Coach Roberts. Especially when your time is being kind of, not really managed, but you got several things going at the same time. So, we. On Sundays, we kind of sit down and talk about the week, make sure that our calendars are synced up, see what the girls are doing in college, if we need to make a trip there, or they're coming in town. And so I think with that coordination, it kind of helps us.
Well, you guys just got the baby, Lily, off to college, and that was a kind of a hectic time for you at the beginning of football.
That is correct. So she is at Texas A&M. So very happy about that.
We're going to censor that out right there. Okay, keep going.
But, it's been great. She's loving it there at College Station. And we have, Abby, it's senior at UH.
I was about to say, I felt like she was about to wrap it up.
She's about to wrap it up. And after that, head to nursing school. So.
Nursing school. Now, is she doing any sports?
No sports. For the first 2 years, she was at Howard Payne playing volleyball.
Okay.
And made the decision that, that was enough in regards to sports and wanted to move closer to home and decided to go to UH. And we're glad to have her a little bit closer than 8 to 10 hours away.
Exactly. What's awesome is when you get to make the decision, unlike someone like me, like the decision was pretty much made for me when I popped out. The doctor said, No, athletics. That's not in your card, sir.
Come on now.
But that's really cool. So nursing, what kind of nurse does she want to be?
You know what? I think she's still weighing her options at this time. So hadn't decided on which path she's going to.
Well, in this wide open field, I'm sure whatever she chooses, she's going to be in high demand.
Yeah, nurses are needed.
She was always, for my memory bank, super smart in the classroom. I don't ever recall seeing her on any sort of failure list or anything like that. And I can't imagine that if I saw her coming into the room to do something nurse-like, that I would be anything other than, oh, thank goodness.
Look at that. We'll appreciate that confidence.
Well, what about Lily?
So Lily is in environmental geoscience at this time. So
That just sounds smart.
I tell her, I said, that's a great field as well. So she'll be reaching out to her uncle after graduation. He works for Exxon, and so they are that field is particularly needed in regards to making sure that companies comply with the government regulations, whether it be not dumping wastewater or pollution in the air.
Now, she was a pretty fairly decorated percussionist while she was with the Mighty
Yes.
Panther marching band. Is she continuing that, or?
She's looking into again some options there at A&M. She didn't want to be a part of the band, but there is some percussion groups and organizations, band organizations there at A&M that she is looking into right now.
All right, Bruce, I think probably the big question that everyone wants to know is, what does a Bruce George do in his downtime? Not that you have any. In my head, I'm picturing red velvet smoking jacket with a pipe, and you're sitting in front of a roaring fireplace. Not down here at all. Okay, what does your downtime look like?
Downtime is watching football on Saturday or Sundays.
Oh man.
Or going to watch the games at A&M. Visiting family. We have a lot of family in Shreveport, Louisiana, so going to see our grandmothers.
I said, I'm gonna stop you right there because look, I've said this to you, and now that we're on LHS Live, I can get this on the record. You and Malcolm are always throwing it down somewhere with some kind of seafood, something or other, and I'm seeing it on Facebook. My mouth starts watering, and I try to hit the screen, think I can get that 3D vision on there. And yet, me and Mr. Ewing, we're sitting over here. I look like I have never said no to a dinner plate. And here I am without food, and you're always making it and just showboating in front of everybody.
It's actually been a while since we've
Okay,
thrown
okay.
down. But
All right.
the next time we do,
No.
we will keep you in mind.
No, that sounds like when I was younger and asking a girl out. Oh, the next time I'm single. Okay, all right. Don't even throw that nonsense at me. I'll just go
Malcolm,
home
you
and
heard
cry. Malcolm, here we go. All right, we're just about out of time, Bruce, and I ask everyone this sort of one final question. If I were watching this, and because you're awesome, and I wanted to hear the words that came out of your mouth, what is sort of a life lesson or something that you like to, if you met a stranger on the street and you just chatted them up, what would be a life lesson that you could give them?
I think the life lesson is to never give up. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Okay. And in your life, how has that been sort of applicable?
Well, I would say, coming from Shreveport, Louisiana, we didn't have, at that time, organized sports. And so trying out for seventh grade football, it was a challenge. A lot of those guys knew each other, and here I am, the outsider coming in and had to prove myself. Worked very hard in the weight room, at practice as well, and earned a spot on the A team, and gained their trust and their friendship as well.
Awesome. All right, we're just about wrapped up. You are watching LHS Live. Our special amazing guest, Bruce George,
Thank you.
president of the Liberty Athletic Booster Club, and you're on the school board, and you may have a red S underneath your shirt. I don't know. You might be able to fly. I'm not sure. Thanks for coming and sitting down with us
Thanks
today.
for having me. I appreciate it. And before we go, I just want to say happy birthday to Mr. McGee, our superintendent.
Oh, now you're making me look bad. I meant to text you. I promise I meant to text you. All right, next week Tom Warner is going to be our guest, and hey, we'll see you next time.